Greetings, my friends. It's your friendly neighborhood PhD, Dr. Judd Burton, coming to you with another episode of the Beyond Report on this April the 27th, 2021. As always, if you like the content, please click a like, subscribe, and share. I do appreciate all the support. The channel's coming up on 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of a big milestone for this little operation here, so I'm thankful to everybody for that. Um, there's a lot going on at Burton Beyond and the Institute of Biblical Anthropology. This week I'm trying to get some updates on my website, much needed updates. Um, Ironing out some things for a new platform for the classes. Um, hoping to get that implemented sometime this next month. Um, I got some good response for registration, and my students are doing well, and I appreciate your patience in this sort of transitional period for Burton Beyond, and couldn't be prouder of the students that I have, and everybody's welcome. There's certainly room for more students, uh, so very, very thankful for that, and just enjoying reading all the good work that you guys are doing. All right. Couple of pieces of news. The first one that I wanted to hit today was the this proposal, this House bill um, for making the District of Columbia, Washington D.C., the 51st state. Now, this bill ostensibly would keep the the federal buildings, as far as I can tell, the Capitol, the Senate, and a few other things there on the um, uh, rectangle of land, basically, would remain separate from the proposed 51st state. Uh, it's passed the House. We'll see what happens in the Senate. I try not to get too partisan about things, but this just seems like the Democrats are trying to create more votes uh, because the Washington D.C. area is overwhelmingly Democrat, and it just seems like they want to stay in power in almost a I hate to use the word, but almost an autocratic fashion, just sort of using the legitimate levers of government and politics to remain in power. That's not how the American system is supposed to work. I'm sorry. It's just not, and this smacks of the worst kind of political maneuvering. Um, I'm not vilifying all the Democratic Party, but it just seems that there are definitely certain members of the Democratic Party within the federal government that want this to happen, and um, it's reminiscent of wanting to add, four justices to the Supreme Court to quote unquote balance out between conservatives and liberals. Um, again, I I try to stay away from commenting on partisan issues, but this doesn't reflect well on Democrat motivations. Um, Whether this plays out, we'll see. We're living in a strange political and social environment as it is, um, but time will tell. Uh, in other news, I ran into this is an older find, but I just ran into it the other day, and it has to do with an archaeological discovery in Rome, in Italy. And I believe the story is dated to sometime in 2018, so it's still a fairly recent find. But it dates to the 5th century AD, and What's interesting is that this particular find is a kind of it's really kind of chilling. It's a child cemetery, um, and the archaeologists and experts who've been working at the site believe that it's connected with uh, witchcraft, and most notably is connected with vampirism. Now I'm planning to do, because of this fine, I'll probably do my next quick classics because it's a Roman era, late Roman era fine. I'll probably do the next quick classics, explicating more of this. But it's one of it'll be it seems to be one of those finds um, that confirms what so many of us who follow Christ already know about the demonic realm is that um, children were preyed upon for their innocence by the demonic. They always have been. They continue to be. Uh, and this cemetery, this child cemetery, seems to be an indicator of that. You do find all kinds of apotropaics in the burial process itself. Not terribly dissimilar to what you find in Eastern Europe. Just different material objects being used, such as a stone being placed in the mouth of the buried child to keep them from coming back as a vampire. And certainly we know that the Romans believed in a wide variety, and there still were definitely pagan Romans in the 5th century AD, as attested by not only archaeology and history, but works like St. Augustine's City of God uh, gives a pretty clear record of that. Um, so, again, this is also an illustration of the broad array of supernatural beings that the Romans believed in beyond their gods proper. Um, Creatures like vampires and werewolves. Um, and I've covered this before. Part of the Lupercalia festival was to ward off werewolf-like creatures, not just wolves proper, but werewolf creatures as well, from attacking the herds of sheep and goat. So there's some high strangeness there, mixed in with some archaeology, which is right up my alley, as I study both of those things. But I wanted to bring that story to your attention. I'll definitely put a link in the description to that story, and you can look forward to more detailed analysis in my Quick Classics episode on that. Um, and Also wanted to make you aware that I've got a number of sales this week. Of course, books are 10% off. I'll put a link in the description um, below where you can check that out. That's for this week through the 30th. And as we're about to start a new session of classes, I've got some registration specials. Um, the certification classes, Biblical Anthropology, Biblical Demonology, Preternatural Morphology, are all on sale for $150 each. I'm extending the Rudiments of New Testament Greek sale. If you want to learn some Greek context for the New Testament, you can still get that for $200. And of course, the big package is the Rudiments of New Testament Greek. You can also pick one certification program, and you get an e-library of eBooks. Some of the text that you'll be using in classes be included in that as well, and that's $250. That's good for this week, all the way through Saturday, May the 1st. Just email me at professorburton@yahoo.com, and we'll get you registered and all set up. And so there's some really great stuff. If you want to learn cultural context, historical context, linguistic context, more about the supernatural biblical worldview, these are all great ways to do that. I'm going to start posting some reviews from my own students who have really enjoyed the material and the program, to give you an idea of what's going on. And also keep in mind that I'm still working on website updates and that new platform for the classes. So there's going to be a lot of new cool stuff for content and interaction, that sort of thing. So just bear with me as I get that done. Last but not least, today is my dad's birthday, and Glenn Burton is well, what can I say? He's one of my heroes, man. Um, Dad is responsible in many ways, in a lot of ways, for the man that I am today. And he modeled Christ for me growing up. Taught me much of what I know about the Bible, inspired me to learn more through his own studiousness, and he is a strong and loving man of God, and he like I say, he's also one of my heroes. He's a Vietnam War veteran, and he exemplifies all the best in humanity in my mind. So happy birthday, Dad! It's been a rough year with Mom going home to the Lord last year, but we're thankful as a family to have each other. And again, happy birthday, Dad! Many more, and um, well, we'll be enjoying some cake and dinner here at a little celebration here in a few hours. And I wish that I could invite everybody else as well, but I don't think that my house would accommodate such a huge soiree. At any rate, thanks, guys. Stay tuned. Always new things happening at Burton Beyond. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and my work. Got some new shows that'll be coming out. Did the Sharpening Report with Josh Peck recently. Fire Theft Radio. Josh paid me a really great um, uh, compliment. Said that I was one of the coolest guys to interview and talk to. We had a really good discussion about the Essenes, and that'll be up probably in a week or two, I think. So I'll let you guys know when all that's out. Until then, everybody have a good week, and Godspeed.